Hi, everyone. Welcome to Artwork by Dutch. Thank you for joining. This is going to be a quick, probably 15 minutes. It's 1 week till the pre-launch Kickstarter, until the Kickstarter goes live for my comic, The Wayfarer, the Prelude, the first issue. It's basically two different stories. The first one is the Prelude, and with the Prelude, it's just trying to show my skills or what I need to work on at that time for sequential work. Just no words, no nothing, just sequential work. And then Fair and Away, the first where we meet our intrepid hero, our heroine, Amia. So next Saturday, the Kickstarter goes live. It's really exciting. I'm really happy to show this. It's been on Webtoons. The Webtoon version basically includes a lot of the stories of the Wayfarer, but it doesn't have the overall frills of it. So the special effects, a lot of the shading detail work, etc., is not part of the what you'll get. And here we're seeing him doing an illustration, doing a Art Nouveau piece of the Owl House, and here's Ida. So I'm just plugging away, trying to do some things, getting ready for when we get back to convention times. So I'm just going to do a quick warm-up sketches here. I'm going to pull up my Instagram and just take a look and see poses I can work on and other things like that. So I'm very excited. Like I said, it's 1 week. I'm still learning a lot about a Kickstarter and how to get that operating. I'm hoping that throughout the week, I'll have other artists on as well doing their Kickstarters, so we can also share in our campaigns and bring to light their projects as well, because there's some great, amazing artists out there, and definitely need to be aware of what's going on with their projects. So let's see. So I'm still thinking of another update, because as we go live, I'm going to try to do some more images of Amia for the Kickstarter to get it going, get the campaign up and running. And pardon me 1 second. Dang it. So I set up these hotkeys to help out. And now every time I go to the corners of my screen, it automatically will shut down. So there we go. So I just added the sticker to the broadcast there. But I'm very excited. This is something that has been working on very hard. The first issue was my learning not only how to do storytelling, but also my art style, trying to find that art style that's going to come out, how this is going to look. And then over time, also learning the program, Clip Studio Paint, because that was it as well. I was doing it all in Clip Studio, and I was just finished, learning about Photoshop and working on Photoshop for coloring. For those that don't know, I'm a professional comic book colorist. I've been a flat colorist for about 7 years on the Hi-Fi color design team. So working with a lot of comics, IDW, Titan Comics, did some stuff for Boom Studios, DC, of course. And then from there, it branched me out to meeting and working with other industry artists, many of whom work in Marvel. And so I've included a lot of pieces for that. So one thing I really liked about my comic is it's fun. I created a character that was originally, she was supposed to be a blonde girl, and it was a convention I was going to, and there wasn't, my kids were like, who should we cosplay as? And I thought, well, there's not a lot of heroes out there that look like them and they can cosplay as. And so I changed the character to reflect not only them, but for other people to be inspired to cosplay. So I'm just doing usually I do every morning before I start, I do some quick warm-up sketches just to loosen up, make all the mistakes now rather than later. I highly recommend that. I'm teaching a little after-school program right now, and I'm telling the kids that's the one thing, you probably get frustrated when you mess up on a drawing and it makes you want to step away and not do it again. But just doing these little warm-ups, you get it out of the way, you make the mistakes. Like, there's errors here already, I can see. But, I'm just going to move on to the next image in my phone here and just roughly lay down some quick sketching. So I'm hoping, like I said, to also get on to some other YouTubers here that showcase Kickstarters emerging, and do some networking, meet some new people, and just have some fun. So one artist I would recommend, if you ever are wanting to learn how to draw, not only follow this channel, because I will do some tutorials, but draw with Chris. Did mentor with him for a while, and he is fantastic as a teacher. So drawing our titular hero, I'm thinking about for future issues is to show growth of the comic and everything. You're going to see that the styles from the beginning, the first issue, currently wrapped up the fourth right now. The fourth issue, for my Patreons, you get first crack at it. So you get to see it in its glory, the full version of the comic. And then what happens once I've finished loading that up, I've also had the third issue, which just has the storyline, but none of the exciting frills and special effects. Once that's run its course on Webtoons, the fourth issue gets pulled from my Patreon site, and then it gets loaded, and then the fifth, of course, and etc. So you get those early peaks, and that will help, with creating more content. So if you haven't used Clip Studio Paint before, this is a fantastic tool. This pencil, it's like I'm actually drawing with an actual pencil lead, maybe a mechanical pencil. Yours are more like that. I experiment here with Amya's hair. So that way when I draw her in silhouette, it's her. I'm thinking about making one side now. The dominant side that hangs out. But I do show a lot of growth with the comic, which is fantastic, and I want you guys to see that as well. It's kind of funny. Like I said, I made some changes to my computer. I'll have to get rid of some of these little things, but it now shows everything. So I apologize if the screen just disappeared there. Add that back in. It's showing basically everything on the screen rather than just clip. Oops. Zoom in a bit here so you can see Amia. Starting to, like I said, just warming up. I apologize if you're hearing my daughter downstairs talking about Wendy's spicy chicken. The taste of a 10-year-old. Culinary taste, you know, very basic, but also starts to critique things, getting more discerning tastes going forward. So yeah, so this first issue is an introduction to our character and the companions in this world that I've built of the Wayfarer. So the image I'm doing now is of a Tabitha Lyons off Instagram, and she's dressed as Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad. Tabitha, along with another Instagrammer, is usually my muse for when I sketch in the morning. Usually, though, I draw them when I really have warmed up. Oops. Another teacher that I learned from, so I'm a self-taught artist, and I used the Riley method, which I learned on Proco on YouTube, and that was far better for my ADHD brain to understand than the Loomis method. I always struggled with the Loomis method. It was beautiful, but I always had issues with how it looked. And then when I discovered the Riley method, just the rhythm, the flow, the looseness of it, but yet really helped solidify my art style. Now, one thing is that I'm still learning, and I know this is an issue with one of my other friends, illustrators, Shelby Robertson, who's got his Indiegogo campaign going on right now. So if you haven't seen it and backed it, try to find it here. But you can also find his links on his Facebook page at American Discord or Shelby Robertson, or I believe it's all on YouTube. It's his Ragetality. So spelled like this, R-A-G Tality, which I did a lot of work on as well for his flats. And his campaign is going on right now. It's fantastic. I would totally. There's a lot of fantastic artists out going on right now. Krista Crawford with her Wolf and I is also pre-launch is beginning. and like I said, Shelby's. Again, I'm just doing some quick warm-up sketches just to loosen up before I tackle the 5th issue of the Wayfarer. I'm doing the thumbnails right now, and it's I'm looking at some of it, so I'm doing some quick rewrites or redrawing of everything. Oh, that's in the wrong place. I can't get to my scroll bar. There we go. So now I'm scrolling through, and I'm looking at the cosplayer is Nozomi_cosplay. And she's got a beautiful anime character that she is cosplaying as. So I'm just sketching out the pose. Like I said, I highly recommend just quick warm-up sketches in the morning. Don't have to be long. Just get the overall gesture, pose, figure out, if you're looking at the straight on, or if you're looking at it at a 3/4 top view, looking up at the character will help you determine how the perspective and everything. But Brian Lee, as I was hinting, the center line really helps, especially if I've come to rely on it when you work on character twisting. So in this one pose, we're looking at slightly down at her because you can see more of her chest. And I wish I had an image here for you to look at. So we're going to see. So I'm just drawing this line here so you can see more of her hips. And then the other one, which was, I believe, Cynics, did this, which is the lightning bolt. So I don't usually do it all the way, but I thought that was another fantastic little thing for the arms and legs. Because it kind of sets the width. So she's got a big witch hat on, her hand is here. But yeah, the center line really helps. That's a gesture there. And I'm going to do one more, which is a face. And then we'll probably just show the video of the Wayfarer done by SK, which I think was fantastic. I chose the voiceover version, but I have plenty of them. So I think you guys will definitely like this. So early backers of the Kickstarter, you'll get the add-on sticker pack with any cover tier any cover you chose. There's going to be probably 2 foil covers. One was colored by Shelby Robertson, and another one done by me, which is an inverted of the cover original. And after that, there will be cover done by Shelby Robertson as well. So that will also be foil, but I'm still waiting on that. That's, I think once we hit our goal, that's going to be an unlock feature. Still trying to figure the unlock feature. It might just actually be a tier as well. So in this pose here, we're looking at I Am Wild Woman, and we're looking up at her, so it's an upshot. Beautiful picture of her. And so the first issue, like I said, is going to be a lot of fun. It's been redrawn a billion times. I'm even thinking of quickly adding on maybe an additional page or 2, which is a director's cut of some scenes. There's one scene with Amia that I really like in the sequential prelude. and it was done before another famous character got to do it on the movie screen. So I'm kind of happy about that. Or that might just save when I do another version, another Kickstarter, I guess. Let's see. All right, so I've warmed up, so I'm nice and ready to go and start my day for everything. So I'm going to do these probably every day up until the Kickstarter. We'll do Kickstarter launch next week. And like I said, early backers, you guys get the sticker add-on pack to the tier levels and any cover. And then I'm also doing a poster, and I was going to do the poster for another Kickstarter, like the second issue, but if I get it completed before then, that might even become an add-on as well. I really enjoyed that one. That's the image you see on the main. It's been used for the Kickstarter campaign. Where the two are coming out of a portal, jumping over the cities. So thank you everyone who's hopped on to check this out. I appreciate it. Please, if you haven't, click on the link to get notified when the Kickstarter goes live. And honestly, I'm going to tell you guys, you're not going to be disappointed. It's a slow burn builder, first issue, but it will pick up with action going forward from this and the whole series. I'm looking around probably 50 issues to wrap up the entire series, and it's going to be a good journey. I'm actually quite happy in building this world, building the mythology behind it, and I don't think anybody's going to be disappointed, especially when you start seeing the illustrations growing from my paltry beginnings to what it is now to what it will be in the future and getting better. So thank you all for stopping by and checking this out. Here's the Wayfarer intro video for the pre-launch, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
She's traveling the world looking for someone. She's a sojourner on a skateboard. Along the way, she's dropping in to lend a helping hand. I think I'm in the wrong place. Her name is Amia, and this is her story.